What's up? What's up? What's up? Beautiful spirits. It's Myron Magnus. Here's the segment of pure pugilism. Okay? The boxing logic. Um, Main thing I want to get on the rumors, propaganda about the young brother, Anthony Joshua, being afraid of Deontay Wilder because they didn't set the fight when they chose to set it. I think that's utterly false. And it was a good tactic to use, especially at the moment, because I do believe the fight, Joshua's fight versus Vladimir Klitschko, exposed a glaring weakness that Anthony Joshua had, and that is he had no stamina or endurance truly to compete in a 12-round fight, compete at a high level, I should say. Deontay Wilder was ringside commentating for that fight, and I remember hearing him making a comment saying that Anthony Joshua, I believe this is Anthony Joshua's first time going to the 7th round or so in his career, and if that's the case, I'm sure everybody noticed, all the commentators noticed, and I'm sure his ring, his camp, and every other heavyweight contenders camp noticed that Anthony Joshua has no stamina endurance at all. After he dropped Klitschko in that 4th round, he was pretty much gassed out for about 3 or 4 rounds after that. So I knew boxing logic will tell me that they definitely made it a point to slim down and get rid of all that bulky muscle that was wearing him down and gassing him out. And I'm sure Deontay Wilder saw that as a weakness and said, okay, if I take this guy out to later rounds, I could get him out of there quite easily and then get all the belts. So I believe Deontay Wilder definitely put on a great propaganda move, and his team and affiliates that work with him on internet and off internet on pushing that to try to pressure Anthony Joshua to take in the fight before he slims down and loses the significant amount of muscle bulk and all that crap that was hindering him for fighting at a high level for 12 high level strongly for 12 rounds. So that's the boxing logic I really believe makes sense. And I think Anthony Joshua realized that, because I believe in the interview I heard him say where he was weighing himself leading up to the Parker fight that he said, I realized, my weight is important, He said, this is his words, Anthony Joshua, leading up to the Parker fight, on some, film propaganda, film shows they, HBO, Showtime do leading up to the fight, to build up the fight. He said, yeah, the muscle give you a little bit extra power, but if you're lighter, you can float better. He didn't give too much, but I'm sure he's hitting that, how much of his mechanics and everything went out the door or completely dissolved when he was in that Klitschko fight, when he was in the middle rounds trying to get it all back. And those are the rounds that Klitschko won, those middle rounds, where he had no stamina left. So I'm sure Joshua team, everybody in the whole world realized that, who watches boxing, and that is the main thing he chose to, the main liability in his game that he chose to get rid of before he fights Deontay Wilder. And he did another interview saying, it's not about if, it's when the Wilder fight will happen. And when it does happen, I will be in the position to win. And a lot of people took that so many different ways. But I took it as he want to be in the physical condition to win. Position himself physically fit. You know what I mean? To need to go 12 strong rounds if he has to. If he has to. That, hey, beautiful. That's without a doubt what I feel he was talking about. But, you know, guys going to want to speculate, throw all this out in the air because they want the fight so bad and they want it to happen now. Now that they realize it's not going to happen now, they're throwing should I say, a smear campaign of Anthony Joshua. And I think that's some bullshit. But that's how the game goes. But when they do fight, as people are already noticing, and that seeing Anthony Joshua slim down tremendously. So, you know what I mean? He got the message. Everybody else now gets the message. And I'm sure he's going to be in the right, proper position and physical shape. So when the Deontay Wilder fight does happen, should be a great fight. You know what I mean? I heard another YouTuber say some stuff like he's trying to age out, which I think is fucking hilarious, that Anthony Joshua is trying to age out Deontay Wilder. I was like, I don't think so. You know what I'm saying? Not when he's 29 and Deontay Wilder's 32. You know what I'm saying? That's a reach like a motherfucker. But it's a good try. It's a good try. I ain't mad at you. You know what I'm saying? You got to put anything out there because, you know, you got a lot of sheeple out here, that actually believe some shit like that. And that's the thing. You know what I'm saying? But us who have boxing logic, who actually pay attention, and quite a few of us who's actually competed, whether it's on the amateurs, Olympic, or the professional level, we know better. So that's my belief. It's a serious belief, and why the fight hasn't happened between Joshua and Wilder. And when it does, of course, we don't see Joshua. I predict somewhere about 230. Because in the Klitschko fight, he was about 250 pounds. And we see what that did to him. He won. Only because he had a strong mind. And of course, super strong body. But the punches didn't look as crisp. He didn't look as fast as he could be. Everything because of, you know, shit. 25 pounds is a lot. You know what I mean? So if he even weighs 225, 230, that's a big difference from 250. And I'm sure that's probably where he's going to come around in a fight versus Povetkin. I'm sure if he weighs in a fight versus Povetkin about 230 pounds, that's going to make, you know, you're going to see a different Joshua, without a doubt. And then let's go see, going to make that fight happen. Let's see how fast this fight happens. Because Povetkin, they trying to knock this, say this is not a major fight. Povetkin is 36-1, if I'm not mistaken. You know what I mean? So he can't be no slouch. You know what I'm saying? He got to be pretty good. And the only one loss was against Vladimir Klitschko. And I think Vladimir stopped him. Okay? But Vladimir is, of course, a Hall of Famer. You know what I mean? Two-time heavyweight champion of the world. So let's not throw no salt about Vladimir, even though he had 42, or back then he was maybe 40 or 39, 38. Like, that motherfucker was over the hill. Let's get the fuck out of here. We know better than that. Modern nutrition is expanding, especially if you're an athlete and taking care of your body. Modern nutrition allow you to have a long career in boxing, longer than you could have in the past. So let's keep it real. Let's keep it real. But this is Myron Magnus. Again, you listen to the segment of Pure Pugilism, the boxing logic. One love.